Hey, what's up, plant people? Welcome back. Got a great little quick episode for you. This will be a good little video for those of you who are new to houseplants, and a fun video for those of you who are not new to houseplants, those of you who already love your houseplants. Today we're going to be talking about Pothos. It's a nice little vining houseplant, really typical houseplant. Probably it's a good starter plant for a lot of folks to start off with because it's so durable and easy to take care of. And so we're going to talk about today. I know the lighting in here isn't super ideal, but we'll show a few different examples. And so here we go, the one I'm kind of scanning over. This is the Pothos. It's, like I said, nice little vining plant, really easy to take cuttings of. You can see they actually oftentimes will have aerial roots just naturally, so you can cut behind that little node there and you're good to go, and you can root those out really easily in water or even moist soil or a variety of methods, in the clone box or misters or in a nice mix of your cloning media. Maybe you got some moss and some clay or whatnot, but a lot of different ways to do it. But they're super easy to do. Like I said, even just a cup of water is an easy way to propagate them. But what we're going to talk about today is how to know when to water your Pothos. Some houseplants, are different. For the most part, most of your houseplants that you're going to grow, you can see here in front of you, I got a nice little wall of them here. From your dragon plants to your spathiphyllums, to your mantra, to your Pothos, to even your Sansevieria or your snake plant. They all, can withstand a wide range of conditions, and they're all a little bit different, have their unique qualities. But for the most part, with that said, even though they're all unique and you can do a lot of, they're different, they'll all survive and do fairly well if they stay lightly moist. Some are a little bit more durable and it can go longer and without water, or prefer airier soil, like your drossanas and your snake plant there. They definitely can tolerate drying out a little bit in between and don't need to sit into too much water, whereas some of your houseplants can handle a bit more sogginess. But like I said, with that, for the most part, if you keep most of your houseplants lightly moist, they're going to do fairly well. And so what's nice is sometimes you get busy and you don't know what's going on with, and so you don't know. Sometimes you forget when you watered. Maybe you're off schedule or whatever. I'm going to show you. I got a Pothos in my bathroom right now. I'm going to go show you. That looks a bit different than this one, and then it'll give you a good idea of what to look for if your plant is stressed or if it's thirsty. Because you can see this one right here. This one's pretty well irrigated, and you can see its leaves are perky and shiny and are looking pretty decent right here. This is actually a really mature one. I've probably had this one in this container for probably a decade, honestly. Taken many cuttings off of it, or close to it. It's at least 7 or 8, 9 years old for sure. But and not even my biggest Pothos. But anywho, me to my own horn, I digress. But let's go take a look at one in my bathroom that looks a bit stressed, and you'll notice right away some of the things you can look for a plant that needs water, that's just stressed out. Let's go take a peek. So here I'm in my bathroom, and you can see here's a Pothos that I've been growing for a while, and it's doing okay, but it's kind of more difficult to get to water it. I have to get up on a small little step stool. And so it oftentimes gets a little more neglected than my other plants that tend to get a bit more attention, just because it's a little more difficult to reach. But with that said, I got to get up there and water it today. And so, but I want to show you before I watered it, you could really tell that this plant is not too happy right now, and it's probably going to be more unhappy if it has to stay dry for a longer time. But you can see right here, see how its leaves are just curled inwards on itself. And they look a little dull, a little dusty, and it's they are probably actually dusty, but even just when I wipe and clean, just compared to the one that was irrigated, the other examples, you can see it's kind of like it's just not as shiny, it's not as happy, and the leaves are all kind of downwards, pointing downwards, kind of curled in, and you can see they just have this look about them that kind of just, to me, it says, hey, like this one right here, look at that, that says I'm thirsty. Especially when they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to be nice and kind of broad and pointing up towards the sun, like how this little guy looks right here. But you can see the rest of the plant is looking really stressed. So we got to get in there, got to go up there and water it, because if we don't, then you'll get what you kind of see up there. There's another sign of a plant. It's starting to kind of sacrifice some of the older leaves up there. Ooh, my camera's going crazy. And it's not happy. It's not happy at all. So I'm going to get there. This is time to irrigate. We'll water this and we'll see if we can perk this plant up. So in contrast, you can see here's another example of one that has been watered and is doing fairly well. Here you see, I don't use this bathtub very often, but you can see that the leaves are kind of upwards. They're just fully open towards the sun, looking nice and shiny, happy and healthy, and not curled. And they're like I said, they're all kind of upwards and outwards, and they're kind of looking nice and full and lush. Whereas the other examples that you'll see is not looking quite the same. You can tell that it'll be thirsty in comparison. And so these are just some quick tricks. These are just some great ways for you to start looking at your plants, because your plants will kind of speak to you in a way. And I'm sure that for a lot of you gardeners out there, I'm sure this is like, you're like, I already know this. And I'm sure you do. And there's probably tons of other ways that you can speak to your plants as far as, or how your plants speak to you as far as their health. And so it's always important to kind of just look over your plants from time to time. And if they start looking a certain way, oftentimes that tells you what's going on with them, whether it's a nutrient deficiency, nutrient toxicity, too much sun, not enough sun, insects, some kind of other disease or problem. If you just stay observant, then you'll notice those things, and then you can get to them ahead of time. Or in this case, it's a very simple problem, and a plant that needs water. So let's go take a look. Well, I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned a little something. And if not, maybe you can teach me something about some other plants that maybe you have tricks with in noticing when they're not happy or healthy, or when they need some extra love. What do you do? If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment. We'd love to have you back for more garden adventures. Until then, happy gardening and best wishes. Take care now. Bye-bye then.